let's here's a question that what came up last week and I didn't get to it. What do you think about checking cameras on horseback?
The deer will smell horses and people.
Yeah.
I mean, if you set it on a horse trail, that might be a good tactic, but you walk too. I don't think they associate the horse with the person. I think your scent's still coming off you and falling on the ground is my point.
Yeah.
You're not stopping the scent.
Right.
I don't think you could drive up to one with an ATV. I don't think you could walk to one on stilts. I think if you go to it, you're leaving scent.
I know a lot of at least here in Indiana, almost all the public land around here has horse trails going through it, and they're really, I mean, that's the only way to really get back into places real far is
And I
walking
don't
those
think the
horse
horse
trails.
trails are a bad idea to use because I think they're used to human
No,
on them.
no. And if you're a horse guy, heck, ride them suckers back in there because that'd save you a lot of hassle. Because that's the hard part about hunting the hills around here
You know,
is
years
the walk.
ago, we
So,
had years and years ago, right here, like just across the street, um, there was a 9-year-old girl on her own farm here, uh, riding her horse at 9 o'clock at night around the farmyard.
mm-hmm.
Rode down a trail. It was bow hunting season, and a trespasser at 9 o'clock at night after dark shot the horse out from underneath her with a 30-30. He thought it was a deer. Poacher.
I think I've
You know,
heard this before.
yeah, he could have killed her. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I guess be careful, especially if you got
Sending
some.
people out there with brown horses, man. What are you doing?
Yeah, right, right. Oh, um. So,
You know,
our,
what you were saying before about the scent and stuff with the trail cameras.
yeah,
You know, now those trails. I mean, at the conservancy, I would use those trails all the time. If you hunted right on those trails, you put cameras right on those trails, the deer would just accept you. I could hunt the same tree over and over again. The same bucks would walk right past it. But if I went 20 yards off that trail, it would spook them.
mm-hmm,
But now, the first camera I put out, the one that was messed with, I put that in a spot that had a pounded trail. You could see tracks on there from every day for days before. You could tell there was deer going through there every single day on several trails coming through this little funnel out of the bedding and crossing this little ditch. And I put that camera up. I had to break some branches out of there. I had to walk around a little bit. I had to set it up, and I got a lot of scent there. It took like 5 days before I got a deer on it, and it was a doe and a fawn, and the doe was locked on that camera staring at it. And it took about 10 days before I got a buck on it. It was a good buck coming out of there in the evening. And I would be willing to bet that he wouldn't come back the next day because he'd smell the scent, but then everything went down the way it did. So I don't know.
yeah,
But it has certainly an impact. Think about that. It took 10 days for a buck to even come back through that
mm-hmm.
area. And it's not like I walked through the bedding area or anything. I skirted the edge of it and then set up this area. And I kind of expect that to have a pretty big impact on those deer when I do that. Matter of fact, I'm ruining some spots I could potentially hunt doing this camera study because I'm going in there now, putting these cameras in there where a lot of people think that's a good idea. They'll know what bucks are going through or whatever. I actually think it's a bad idea. I'm doing it for the study, but doing that means that's just like throwing a hunt at it. I usually only throw one hunt at a spot like that in a year.
Do you think we're close enough to season where you're in that time frame where you need to not be doing stuff like that?
Oh hell yeah! I'm doing it for the study, but it's having a negative impact for sure.
Yeah.
The spot where I put the camera last, I really kind of worried about that one because the buck out there is kind of world class that I've been hunting. So
Mm-hmm.
probably a mistake to put that camera there, but I did anyways. It'd be cool if we did get some monitoring of that animal on there and got some study material with something of that class.